Okay, I have 9 steps left. But I mean, there's really nothing we need to do. So, which is just fine. I think we're ready to call it a day. Yep, we didn't get lucky. We tried. Before I go, though, I'm going to see what Small Rabbit says. Oh, we got to stow the ham. Oh, no. The code check's down at the beginning. Will I be able to make it? Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I'm going to make it. Oh, we could go, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can we get to the dining room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Done. We're good. We're fine. Totally planned. All good. Small Rabbit. What? Was that the hint? Oh, I can't go through here. 5 steps left. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Still cold and calculated, chat. Nailed it. You wanted a small hint? That's true. That's true. Okay. A small route, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. There's a second blue note in the lab. Already got all the notes in the lab. That's fine. Thank you, though. All right, let's move over to the place over here. The telescope? I can make an item with the telescope? Really? Well, I can't make an item with a telescope. I know I can use it in the observatory. Let's see. Check the jackhammer. Beautiful. Oh! You can use the telescope in a different room? Is it the planetarium? Interesting. Can I get to it now? It is the planetarium. Oh, dang. Oh, we're going to have to pull that at some point. That definitely makes sense in the planetarium. Meanwhile, Cohh made his planetarium rare. I know, right? Damn it. Oh, the root cellar. We got to go do the root cellar. Oh my God. Watch us get the key in the root cellar. If we have to get the key out here, I'm totally going to check it. Okay, so we can use the thing in the planetarium. Okay. So we'll make sure to do that if we ever get that again. At least that's... Oh, I checked it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Nope. You know what? Hold on. If we go in here, that's going to risk it, so I'm not even going to bother. We're just going to call it a day. Okay. Womp womp. Have you managed to align the wine cellar with a secret passage? No, but I want to. Well, I want to align the wine cellar on any room with an opening, and see if we can use it to go through there. That could be fun. Okay. So, let's see if this is going to be our run. And what we're going to try to do is pull an observatory. Ooh. I'm gonna pop you down now. Okay, that's 1 gem. So I need another... I need to not pick up anything. We have to pull a conservatory. Nope, not a conservatory. Observatory. Oh no, now I have 0 gems. Here, hold on. Oh my god, dude. This game. Oh, here we go. Let's get a boudoir. Okay. This might work. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so what's gonna be funny is if we actually get it the first time, then we still have to re-roll. No. No. Oh. This game's messing with me right now. This game is messing with me right now. Okay. You only grabbed one of the gems? I know. I did that on purpose. Yep. Okay. 2 more chances here. I know I didn't pick up the... Ah, here we go. Okay. So, if there is a cross here, then we're doing this. Chat, this is happening. This is happening. Okay. This is happening. We're going to chill out here first. So, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that what we're about to do is this. What we're going to try is we found down here this interesting puzzle in the crypt. And what it says is, in Ares' court where the king now lays, on the sacred hour, that time-worn phrase, we know the sacred hour is 1:30. Will a youth, us, approach with empty arms? Will we come to the tomb with no items, gold, banner charms, or gifts, which I'm assuming are these, and in the sky above a brilliant sign, a sullen cross as 5 stars align? I'm 99% sure that is our 5-star cross in the observatory. A patient figure, a reckoning great, the black key is lying with the last king of 8. So, what we think is that we have to sit here until 1:30, and then if we go down into the crypt without all the stuff, then the crypt is going to open and we will get the black key. That is our current plan. That is what we think is going to happen. So, how y'all doing today? That's the bad news. That's the bad news. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's the bad news. You have to wait in the room all day? I don't think so. I think we just have to be there. My plan was to sit here and look at the clock until like 1 and then run down at 1 and wait in there. That was my plan. I don't really want to go and just sit in the tomb because as far as I remember, I don't think there's a clock in the tomb. And I don't want to like be sitting there. Yep. That's like 30 minutes. Yep. And the funny thing is, not only do I think that it's 30 minutes, but I also think that that's the exact point. Like, I think the point of this is that you have to be patient. I think that was the hint. Are my pockets empty? My pockets are very empty. We are totally empty right now. We have nothing. Oh no. I have a blessing. I have a blessing. Is that bad? Doesn't count. Blessing is okay. Okay, blessing is fine. Okay. 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 Alias says, I saw you were on day 106 and uninstalled. Oh, dude. This is a roguelite game. And for the record, 50 of my days were just messing around. There is seemingly no reason not to miss days. In fact, get this. There is a system in the game where the more days you pass, the more notes are sent to you in a system. So I am pretty sure the more days you have on your save, the more hints that you will get in that system. So I almost can promise you there are people that are going to purposefully just skip maybe hundreds of days to explore that system. Don't feel bad about your day count means nothing. Your day count is for you so you can solve some puzzles. Like some puzzles you need to know like what day it is. And you know what day you arrived. So the day system lets you know like what day it is. But that's literally, from what we've seen, that's it. Now there are some challenge modes. So like there's challenge modes like beat the house on day 1, do stuff like that. But those are explicitly for other save files, not for like your main save file. So yeah, that's all different. That's all different. Grims has like a 200-day file. Dude, I know Grims has been playing and I know he got really, really, really far. So that's like wild. Shaylin says someone else is on day 60 and well ahead on Cohh and puzzle solving. Yep. If you want to min-max your days, or you're the type of player that like tries meticulously to complete every mansion, then you will solve significantly more with less days passed, but probably the same amount of playtime. The amount of time you play the game does not equal the days that you pass in it. So, yep, it's different. Yep. By the way, quick note, please, if you are going to talk about other streamers, please only do it favorably. We do not badmouth other streamers here. Yeah, thank you though. Cheers. Yep. We don't do that here. If streamers are going to be badmouthed, I'm going to do it. Just me. Yep. That Cohh guy. That fake mother fluffer. Yep. Yep. Bordering says, except Quinn69 and Pirate Software. Nope, that includes everybody. You be nice to everybody. That's right. You be nice to everybody. Yep. People have made their own beds, and they can sleep in them in their own bedrooms. A wise man once said, you reap what you sow. Anyway. So, how you doing? Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have made this clear. Although we discourage bad-mouthing any other streamers on this channel, you can badmouth Zeke because he barely qualifies as a streamer. Let's be real. Like, he's barely on the radar these days. Yeah, so Zeke's fine. Zeke, go to town on Zeke. Yeah. I said streamers. Yeah. Zeke who? Ouch! Y'all just hooed Zeke? You just WH Omega lol'd Zeke? Oh my lord. No, Zeke's amazing. Guy Peter says, does Cohh have beef with Pirate Software? Cohh doesn't have beef with anyone. I have beef with nobody. No. I don't have beef with anyone. What I do is I look around Twitch. I frequently see clips from all over the map, and I frequently use those clips to discern the type of people that streamers are, and then if I want to do things slash associate with them. But even if I decide I don't want to do stuff with people, that doesn't mean I'm ever going to badmouth them. It just means that's just, that's just not they're not my speed. It's not my thing. So yeah, that's how that works. But no, I mean, life's short, man. The way that I think about it, I went to Disney recently, and when I got on the rides, they frequently would have way more seats than there would be for me and my family. So I would get on these rides, me and a bunch of strangers would have a really good time on that ride, and then we'd all get off. That's exactly how life is. And this planet is our ride. We get to get on it. We're with about 7 billion other people, and then we get off it. And that's it. Every single person you see is on the ride with you. You're all in this together. Something happens to this planet, we all die. So it's very easy to feel like a drop of sand on the beach, but when you really think about it, the other people you see, the chance of you actually being in front of those people and seeing them, the chance of that happening is wildly small. And it's definitely like the older I've gotten, the more I realize like how just it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. It definitely breaks barriers down the more you think about that. Yeah. Streaming has also helped a lot too, to be honest. Seeing like how many just awesome people there are all over the world that I'd never have a chance to meet or see. And knowing that if it wasn't for this, I just never know any of you guys existed. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah, it's interesting. It's fun. But it's the same way I see the stream, man. Like when we turn it on and off every single day. Mm-hmm. I refuse to ride with some people. Nice. BRB Dennis says, "Do you like Lyric?" Dude, Lyric is a mainstay on Twitch. He's a station, a foundational element. Yep. He is one of the few streamers that if Lyric ever jumped ship, that's one of the first times I'd actually get like legitly worried about Twitch. Like if Lyric were to get bought and go to another platform, that he's like a structural pillar. You know what I mean? Like there are a handful of streamers I see as pillars of Twitch. And like if all of them were to leave, like I probably would go somewhere else. Like Kick, I don't think Lyric would go to Kick. Lyric is not a Lyric would not, I don't believe, sell out to that capacity. Yeah. I can guarantee you he passed up offers on Kick back in the day. Like guarantee you. He also, I'm sure he's passed up tons of offers. He never jumped ship. He was one of the biggest streamers when Mixer was around, when Facebook was making plays, when YouTube was making plays. He was like the biggest game streamer by far. Never jumped ship. So, yeah, pretty cool. Here in Brazil, all streamers are either going to Kick or to Loco. I've never heard of Loco, but I can tell you this. I would never put a single iota of time or energy into Kick. Kick is a house of cards. Kick does not make money. Kick is funded by gambling, by stake. It is literally an advertisement for stake. And at any point, on any day, one of those people could wake up and pull the plug on it. It's just a money sink. That's all it is. It's a money sink. It doesn't make money. So it's like if you're serious about streaming, no one who cares about their business could stream on that.
Oh, well, I say.
How is that for Twitch? Twitch is a business. It's an organization. Twitch has to survive for its employees. The people that work at Twitch have to continue making Twitch work because the whole thing has to work for Twitch to exist. Stake doesn't need that. The people that own Kick, they're already making millions or billions of dollars. They don't need Kick. They could literally just turn Kick off, and the only thing that would happen is they'd save money. And for me, that's never someone I'd want to be associated with. Especially considering they can't get advertisers. They're like, it's also, I mean, to put it bluntly, what the whole platform is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The whole platform's kind of garbage. Has garbage people, and the stuff they allow on it is, frankly, should never be allowed to be live streamed. So I wouldn't want to be associated with that anyway, let alone the gambling, let alone all the other stuff that goes on it. Like, it's, I recently watched the first Star Wars with my children for the first time. And I tell you, when Obi-Wan walked over that ridge and said, "I've never seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy," yeah. Yeah. That's kind of where we are with Kick, to be honest. So, yeah. I don't think any streamer who streams for the love of it, I don't feel really would ever go there. Yeah. Did you consider switching to Mixer? No, I got offers for Mixer. We've gotten offers for pretty much all the major things, and Nah, we don't. That's not. Nah. Erod.
Super chat. Hey Cohh, I recently had surgery to remove my appendix because it almost erupted. I would like to say thank you for streaming, putting out content daily for me to watch while recovering. Less than 3.
Dude, the absolute best to you, man. Hope you have a quick and speedy and safe recovery, my dude. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, best to you. Best to you. But no, like the thing, aren't you worried about Twitch though? Like Twitch is almost all of Twitch's problems are self-inflicted, and a lot of them can be saved. But the problem is the corporatization of Twitch via Amazon's purchase, what, 7-8 years ago now. The company couldn't handle it, and that's what we're seeing. What we're seeing is a scrappy startup that was popular because it had a soul, was bought by a soulless corporation who is doing everything it can to try to make us think that the soul is there when it had already sucked it out years ago. So that's kind of where we are right now. So I think like Twitch is not going to go anywhere for now, but it's certainly not going to get any better. And the big thing that I'm waiting for is I am 90% certain Amazon's going to sell Twitch, because the Prime system is not making them money. We've seen the adjustments over the years. They're public all the time about how Twitch isn't making a lot of money. Like it's getting more and more tumultuous to reason, why does Amazon want them? Like it just doesn't make sense. So I think they bought Twitch because they had some big ideas with it, and I think those ideas just simply didn't pan out. And now the worst part is that because they moved their corporate structure into Twitch, Twitch has now become this bloated corpse of too many positions doing not enough things, too many people having to sign off on stuff. Stuff isn't getting done. I have been waiting on a feature from Twitch that has been completed, that is working in other channels for over a year. I have asked to get in the beta of it. I have asked to help make it. I have asked to give feedback. I have asked probably 10 different times. And all I get told is they're not looking more people and they're still working on it. And it's like, this is an awesome feature that would work great on this channel. I'd love to start playing with it, have tons of great ideas about it. And nothing. I've asked 10 times over the course of over a year and nothing. So it's wild. It's a completely different day and age. This is the kind of stuff where 10 years ago, the feature would have had us, like, the whole top line of streamers would have been included in making the feature, let alone being like shut out of it. So it's wild. What's the feature? It's a feature called Watch Streaks, where every time you come to a channel, if you keep coming back, it gives you channel points. And that's awesome for us because we have all sorts of stuff tied into channel points. You can put your Cohhavatar on the screen. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with it. And we want to do more stuff with it. So a feature like that here would be awesome. And I've literally been asking for Twitch for over a year, like, can you give us access to this? I'd love to test it. We use the channel points. We have custom systems. Like, let us test this. Let us make this better for you. And they just keep telling me over and over, no. I even emailed Dan Clancy a couple months ago and was like, will you please help make this work? You're pushing this guest star BS, which is wasting money. No one wants it. No one asked for it. And then you have features that people want that literally you have people on the platform begging you to give them. And you're like, not only are we not going to do it, but we're going to sit on it, not deploy it. And it already works. It's one of the few things on Twitch that actually works, and they don't push it out. It's wild, dude. I swear there's people at Twitch that are trying to sink the company or lower the stock price so they can get a better deal on a sale or something. Like the amount of poor decision making from Twitch doesn't make sense at times unless you have to think that someone there wants the company to fail. And I don't know enough to know why that would be, but it's crazy. Like some of the stuff they do there is just, it's mind boggling. They're trolling, could be. But no, it's a wild situation, man. It's a wild situation. That basically Twitch needs to be reinvented from the ground up. It needs to drop 50+% of what it does. It needs to go back to its core of live streaming, providing quality live streaming. They need to update their infrastructure. Like, I hate to say it, but they need to fire like half their staff because there's so many positions there now that just don't make sense to what the company is. I was talking to an employee a while back, 3 or 4 months ago, and just randomly asked him like for some of the like what he thought about some of the internal position stuff there, and he said it was a complete mess. He had to report to 3 different people to get one thing signed off on, and it's just like how like it sounds not great. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's wild. But here's the thing, like, and I always end these little rants with this. Here's the thing. There's no better option. There's no better option. And the soul of Twitch, despite Amazon, not because of it, despite Amazon, the soul of Twitch is still burning bright. No matter how much they try to snuff it out. Like, there is and the reason being is because Twitch is the only thing. There isn't another place. There is this bright burning star of nerds like us that want a quality platform like Twitch, but there's no other place to go, so we're here. And it's like, no one can snuff us out because this is our passion. We love games. We love hanging out and talking about games. This is what we do. And even if Twitch didn't exist, we would find a way to do this. But that I feel like what Twitch used to be, what Twitch created, has become its own thing that kind of like detached itself from Twitch. We used to call it Bleed Purple. And now Bleed Purple is like Bleed video games. But we're still there. We're just not bleeding purple anymore, but we're still there, you know? So it's going to be real interesting. It's going to be real interesting over the years. I seriously think that if a rich enough guy got together like DJ Wheat and a lot of the original Twitch founders and they made like a gaming only streaming service, I feel like that's one of the only things that could possibly like compete with Twitch. Because I tell you right now, if something like that popped up, most of the gamers on Twitch would probably go to it. Yeah, like just that'd be awesome. So Mixer was a mess, dude. Mixer was doomed from the beginning because all the stuff happening to Twitch now was built into Mixer, and that's why Mixer failed. That is why Mixer failed. Mixer failed because they weren't agile enough. They couldn't do the stuff that all the people on Mixer wanted them to. They couldn't develop the platform enough. And why couldn't they do that? Because it was an entire Microsoft-based organization with tons of little teams, always having to sign off on stuff, meetings having to get approval, schedules had to be, and all of that slowed the whole thing down, and Mixer couldn't keep up. And now we're seeing that exact same thing at Twitch because of Amazon. And now they're getting too bloated, and they're getting too convoluted, and all the wrong stuff is getting made, and the stuff they're actually making right isn't getting deployed, and like, so it's crazy. We're literally seeing history repeat itself. And funny enough, why was Twitch big? Because it wasn't like that. Twitch got big because it wasn't like Mixer, because it wasn't what it is now. That's why it got popular. So like they're building the anti-Twitch to get the audience of old Twitch. And the only reason it's working is because there's nothing else to look at. So, and no one up there realizes it. They're all just kind of like blindly marching forward. Make guest star. Let's do collaboration. That's what they want. No, it's not. Never has been. There's been stuff for all of that all the time, and no one uses it. So it's like, what? Why don't you make the stuff we're asking for and have been for 10 years? Why don't you do that? Why don't you get a nice little dedicated team together at Twitch and you page all the top streamers and you say, what is your most requested feature? And then you spend 2 months making that feature. And then you go back to them and you say, hey, now that we've done that, what's your next most requested feature? And they just go down the list. And can you imagine what Twitch would be like if they had been doing that the last 5 years? Like, oh my God. Like there's nothing like that anymore. There's nothing. There's no, you know, they don't talk to us. They don't ask us. It's like, well, to be fair, I did get pinged recently for some feedback on a monetization thing. But outside of that, and I mean, we used to get pinged like multiple times a month. I think I've been pinged like twice in the last 3 years. So it's very different. It's very different, but yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of ranting. I'm sorry. We'll tune it down a little bit. By the way, for anyone just tuning in, hi, how you doing? I'm actually really enjoying this game. I haven't been sitting here not playing it for the last bit. We're waiting for this clock to get to 1 o'clock, and then we're gonna run down and see if we're right about something. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what we're doing. What did I just walk into? So basically what we're doing is there's this puzzle in this game that we have found. We had to break into a crypt, and we had to open all these puzzle boxes. And what the puzzle box says is, in Ares court where the king now lays, on the sacred hour, which is 1:30, a youth, us, approaches with empty arms, no items, without, we think this is keys, gems, and gold. And then in the sky above a brilliant sign, we went to the observatory, and we made sure that there's a certain constellation that has 5 stars. So that is there. And I hope, we haven't done this yet, so the hope is we're going to go down here, and the tomb is going to open, and the black key is going to be there. But we're going to see what happens. But that is what we're doing now. So we are currently waiting for the sacred hour. Yep. Okay, here we go.
So streamer question at CohhCarnage. If you're a sub, but also have turbo, does that double dip and you still get the ad revenue on top of the subscription?
If you are a
Always been
subscriber,
curious about that.
I believe subscribers bypass ads completely. So I don't think it's like an if you have turbo then thing. I think it's an if you're a sub, you bypass ads and your sub counts. So I do not believe having turbo gives extra to the streamer if you have that. Turbo blocks ads for non-subs. So it gives the impression of the blocked ad, but no ad plays for a sub. So there is no ad to block as a sub, if that makes sense. Yeah. I can tell you from my monetary stuff, I do not believe that's the case at all. Yeah. I will look into that though, just to be sure. I'd like to be 100% about that. So it's propaganda says I love turbo. Dude, if you watch more than a couple streams, turbo is what you do. Yeah. Too Fat to Kidnap says, do you think politics has its place on Twitch? Too Fat to Kidnap, I'm gonna say this blunt, and I truly, when I say this, I truly don't mean any offense to anyone. And I say that seriously. And I don't wish anyone anything they don't want to do. By saying that, though, with all due respect, I would prefer there to only be gaming on Twitch. That is why I joined Twitch. I joined Twitch because it was a video game platform. So in my world, that's what would be on Twitch. And do I think live streaming and live streaming politics has a place? Absolutely. 100%. I would not for a second think that IRL and streaming of that stuff shouldn't be done. I just would much rather have it done on another platform. So that's where I am. I think that honestly, the downfall, quote unquote, of Bleed Purple was the IRL section. And allowing that on the platform. That's in my 12 years, that's where things started to go downhill. Yep. That's when Bleed Purple started to kind of start fading away. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. So, So to answer your question, do I think politics has its place on Twitch? No, I don't think anything that isn't gaming does, but I'm also an old fogey that, had a lot more fun back in the day with that stuff, so maybe I'm just old. Or actually, no, I take that back. I don't think it has anything to do with me being old. I think it's just because I'm a gamer. I think it's because I'm a nerd. I'm a gamer nerd, and I want to be with other gamer nerds. I think that's just what it is. Yep. I'm an introverted gamer nerd, and I want to spend my time with introverted gamer nerds. That's all it is. I'm a basic bitch. Yeah, I think. Yeah, when it comes down to it. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Basic bitches unite. Oh, man. 40 years old, and I still have just as much fun playing games as I did when I was 9. So, I think I'm just going to have to concede that that's what I'm getting out of this life. Iberian says you're a very good introvert. I could never do that. See, I can give all of that thanks to my mother. My mom is awesome. And my mom, when I was growing up, was the program producer for a radio station called NPR. And there's a show on it called The People's Pharmacy. And my mother was the program producer for that. And what that meant is that she would coordinate all the guests that went on it, and she would, arrange them coming in and doing all that kind of stuff. And what that meant was for years and years and years of my life, every weekend almost, we would have people over at our house that would be staying at our house so they could be on the show the next day. Then they'd fly out the next day. My mom obviously needed me to be presentable during this time. So I learned from a very early age exactly how to act in public. One of the things she taught me is turn on the smile. And, how to treat people. She basically taught my little, probably autistic, introverted self exactly how to deal with people. She taught me a master class because she is an extrovert. She's amazing. She's like life of the party kind of person. So I basically, when I was growing up, my little introverted self got a multi-year masterclass from honestly one of the best extroverts I've ever known on exactly how to be a normal person. So what that means is I have a lot of
the big swing.
I have a lot of
over
skills
here.
at dealing with people, but I don't necessarily like to deal with people. So that's kind of how it works. That's one of the reasons that this job is so perfect for me, because a lot of people are like, man, you don't seem like an introvert. You seem like such an extrovert. You seem so good with people. What do you mean you're an introvert? And I'm like, you realize that I'm sitting in a room by myself for 8 to 10 hours a day. And this is my happy place. Right here. All by myself. This is where I am. I'm talking to a box, not a person. I can do a box. Funny enough, that's one of when I DJ'd for a while. Wait, the game time is 1:15? No, barely. Do they tell time differently in Britain? Is that what it is? Is you do work on like 24-hour time or something? Okay, anyway. My God, that man, he just gave me a damn heart attack. That would have been so horrible if we waited all this time and then missed the bus.
Call me Scrooge McDuck.
But yeah, so anyway,
my assets.
So anyway, when I was DJing,
that's right. It's time for
it was
hydration.
funny because I loved being in front of people, but the other DJs, whenever they were done, they would immediately go down and stand where people come in and come out because they'd love to see all that kind of stuff. And for me, that was just that was too many people. I would do my sets and just leave. And one of the reasons I actually stopped DJing was because I realized that to get far DJing, you had to be a social butterfly. You had to go to the parties that went until 2 a.m. You had to schmooze with the club owners. You had to shake hands with the people making the set list the next day to get on it. The whole thing was just a social rat race. And yeah, man, I had one bad night of that, and I was like, this is not for me. Nope. So yeah, that was unfortunately, that was cool. Do yourself a favor and drink something. I should, Eddie. Thank you. 90 minutes until 90 minutes until 1:30 p.m., but also 90 minutes until oblivion. Oh no, the time passes much faster in this world. So if you can actually see, if you look carefully, you can see the minute hand moving. Yeah, we only have another 3 or 4 minutes. Mm-hmm.